Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining and taking the time. As I always say, most important, I want to make sure everyone walks away with nuggets, right? And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to write down notes, use that Q&A box. We have the question pane, you can expand, and we want you to fire away with questions, comments, all the above. We want to hear from our agents, and we want to make sure that you're comfortable, okay, with the platform, with the four products that we're going over today. So please, Andrew is here and he's handling all questions and comments in real time. If we don't get back to you right away, we'll get back to you as soon as we hang up this call right at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also going to have our giveaway. At the end, we have a pair of Apple AirPods and our new prospecting book. So what we're going to do is at the end, we'll ask a question, and whoever answers first and correctly will announce your name, and you will be the winner of both prizes. So again, make sure you're writing down notes. I can't stress it enough. I want you to walk away a winner. The answer is going to be in our slides, okay? Between myself and a surety, you will hear the answer a few times. So just please write down bullets. Okay, now let's jump right in here. So, number one, I just want to give a big thank you to Surety, Doug, Mike, his team. Their team has been amazing. Okay, and as you know, what we have built with Insure Me Now Direct, it's never been done before in the industry, and to see how they have come on board and helped us with technology and programming and helping our agents get up to speed and the servicing for our team here, for our agents, is second to none. So that's how I want to start this presentation, by just giving them a big thank you. Number two, I want to thank each and every agent on here, because number one, right, you're here spending this hour with us, taking time away from your busy day. And number two, you're up for the challenge, right? You're ready to leverage the latest technology, right? You're ready to change the way you've done business the last 6 years, 17 years, 38 years, whatever it is, because this is the new way. And like it or not, it's not just me ranting away on here, okay? Like it or not, the younger generation, they want to be able to go on your website, go on your app, click on your email, okay? Click on their smartphone, run a quote, apply for the product, get an instant approval, right? And print, save, or have the policy mailed directly to their home. That's just the way it is. Like it or not, you can say, Bill, I've been doing this 42 and a half years. I like to see my clients face to face, and that's great. Okay, you love the Starbucks or the living room table Wednesday night meetup, totally fine. And in fact, you can use these products face to face as well, okay, with the consumer. So that's no problem, okay? But getting back to my point, you're open and willing to make changes and do business one of many ways, which again is face to face, is through your smartphone, the client's smartphone, a laptop, a desktop, through a Zoom, a go-to webinar, go-to meeting, through an e-blast, right? That you're firing off to all of your consumers, friends, network, family members, through text messaging. Okay, you can text your link. I mean, it's literally all the above. And in the past, years ago, you would say to yourself, right? And the carrier, this was a fact, the carriers had this kind of baked into their products. If there was an easy underwriting product, right? Simplified issue, non med, call years ago, we had mortgage protection term, whatever you want to call it. What happened is there was a lot of fat baked into the product, and premiums were 20, 30, 40, 50% higher than a traditional product on a shelf. Okay, so now there's none of that. So you have all of the pluses, all of the convenience, right? An easy way to sell CI, critical illness, disability, an accident plan, and term insurance to a million that's fully convertible. Plus, best part, write this down, your agent of record, full commissions, no haircut here, and renewals on all products. Okay? Now, obviously, it depends on whatever your rank is, okay? But the typical agent level, yes, first year comp, awesome. Renewals, great. Okay. And then you can set up your own hierarchy underneath you if you want to hold some of the renewals and spread. Totally up to you. So again, win, win, win. Now, everyone you drive to the platform, right? Think about this. The consumer can opt in and literally self enroll through your website into the scholarship program. One free year of scholarship to any of our 465 colleges in the country. Okay, just as an added benefit through Insure Me Now Direct. Nothing to do with Assurity. It's on Insure Me Now Direct site, on your site. So this is a game changer. We have agents that use the platform in an association. So think about that, the Pest Control Association, for example. Okay, then what they do is they have their logo, their company logo on the site, and they drive all of these members to their site, and everyone that buys, they get full commission and their agent of record for. And what's the added benefit? Well, the scholarship program for their children or grandchildren or any blood relative. Okay, that's the added benefit. I mean, we have some agents that have teamed up with health agencies, P&C agencies. How many P&C agencies do you know that don't want to get involved with life insurance or disability or critical illness, right? Most of them say that's not our language. We'd rather refer it out. Now we can set up a site for that P&C agency. Okay, and everyone they drive to that site, you get credit for. And then obviously you can work out a referral program with them, or we can get them appointed, whatever you want to do. So the sky is the limit. And with these four products, again, game changers, because there's no fat built in, there's no reduction, there's no fee for you to have the site up and running. So again, this is huge. And I'm also going to say, and we have now 6 carriers on the platform. Banner Life is literally about 3 weeks away from being launched. And I'm going to say this in front of Doug and Mike and everybody listening. Yes, we know Banner has the least expensive term around. Okay. Yes, great name, household name. Here's the issue. Okay. And I'm not going to say anything bad, but if your client wants to convert down the road, Assurity is the better option for the term product. Okay. Plus the renewals. So, yes, Banner is a great option, but again, Assurity has more of the value add plus return of premium option for your client. It's huge. In fact, all 4 products have a ROP option. This is big, game-changing stuff here. Okay, and I don't want to sound like that kaboom salesman that used to come on at 2 a.m. in the morning when we were kids. Okay, but this is huge. This was for me 8, 9, 10 years ago when I started the platform. I dreamed of products like this. Unfortunately, they weren't available. We had to start with a decreasing term product, okay? But it didn't matter because we started somewhere. But now, with these competitive traditional brokerage products, it's, again, game changer. All right, let's jump right in here. What I also want to say, too, think about this. We mentioned the term, right, up to $1 million, instant decision. The critical illness, up to 75,000, instant decision. Now, think about this for a second. The DI product, up to $4,000 of a monthly benefit, instant decision. The accidental death plan, 350,000. Okay, it's basically virtually guaranteed issue as long as I think there's 1 or 2 questions. Okay, so this is big stuff. I mean, okay, enough of my ranting. Andrew, let's keep moving forward here. What I want to talk about real fast are our recent testimonials. This means the world to us, right? You are our customer. You're our everything. Without you, we don't exist. So when we see these come in through our Levinson Facebook page, we get excited, okay? We send you a prospecting book on us. So real fast, left-hand side, you guys and your entire agency have sacrificed for your agents and worked so smartly to give us so much value and the perfect vehicle to prosper. Bob, thank you so much. Right-hand side, I've been playing with your new website, and everything that I've randomly selected within the tabs has come up as requested without any issues. But as in life, nothing is perfect, but I believe you are darn close. The team deserves an A plus 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 plus. Ron, we appreciate those words. We just launched our new website, mobile app. Everything is on the fly now. Everything's much easier, much more user friendly. Okay, so you can just put in a surety CI and everything comes up at your fingertips. Very, very simple, which is our goal for 2023. And I think we are accomplishing that. Let's keep moving. This is probably one of the best slides of the presentation. Think about this for a second. So those 4 products with a surety that we just mentioned that are now on Insure Me Now Direct, okay? Write your first app, your first application, you get an extra $200 cash, $200 cash above and beyond first year comp and renewals, okay? And we pushed it back to the end of July. So again, we know, and it's not rocket science here. And in fact, I met with the guys at Assurity and we decided to put this together. Why? Because we know once you try the system one time, and like I said, you could be at the supermarket tonight and you run into someone. Hey, and I'm Bill Evanson, the insurance guru, and this is what I do. Oh, I want a quote. You sign them up right there in front of you within 11, 12 minutes. When you write your first case, you're going to say, oh my gosh, I wish I knew about this earlier. I'm not going to say I guarantee it, but I almost guarantee every person that goes through the process once is going to be back for the second, third, fourth time. And again, either online, it could be over a phone call, go to webinar, whatever. Okay. Or if someone just clicks at 2 a.m. on your site and you wake up in the morning and you see a policy is sold, I know you're going to be off to the races. So we're putting our money where our mouth is. And we're saying $200 cash with your first paid policy. And even if it's the accidental death plan, no problem. Okay. By the way, you add a ROP rider on that product, that is awesome. Think about all the declinations that you've had over the years. Now you have a backup plan. Okay. This is great. It's huge. And comp is great, and renewals. And you attach the ROP rider, and you get the $200 if it's your first app. Right-hand side, this is from our annuity department. We just launched this new cruise incentive, the Royal Caribbean, Allure of the Seas, 5-day cruise, 5 days, 4 nights, you and a guest, okay? Look at the bottom numbers for the qualification. Very reasonable, very reasonable. Or if you don't want the cruise, you get free annuity leads. We have a 1,000-piece exclusive mailer that goes out on your behalf, about a 2% return. So you get to pick MIGA's, FIA side, whatever it is. Speak to RJ, Josh, Ashley, and we'll jump in and make sure you're contracted and start writing. Let's keep moving forward. By the way, I'm almost done here, and then I'm going to have Doug take the wheel. So last but not least here, and what we're going to do, by the way, the format is Doug is going to take over in a couple minutes. And then as soon as he's done, I'm going to show everyone how to get started. And then I have some really neat marketing material to help you get the word out to your audience through social media, through YouTube, okay, on your site. We even have an SEO piece that's pretty cool. When someone searches for, Bill Levinson, South Florida, critical illness insurance, living benefits, whatever, okay, we have a module I'm going to show you where you can drive traffic back to your site. Okay, I mean, this is, well, just wait until Doug is done and then I'll show you exactly how it works. So real fast, the Levinson Life and Annuity Leader. This is our new 411 newsletter. Okay, so everything going on, we have it broken down into 3 sections. Everything going on at Levinson, okay, is going to be first. Everything going on with our life carriers, and of course, DILTCCI is going to be next. And then right under that is going to be the annuity section. So everything going on at Levinson and in the industry is all wrapped up into one flyer you can click on. It's like a picture, and you just click on the link and everything's at your fingertips. You will receive these in your inbox every other week. Okay, we're on our 3rd, 4th edition right now, but this is a new style for us. So I want to know what you think, and I want some feedback. We had some agents that said, hey, the video we love, it's great, but we need links to click on. We want it simple. We want to simplify our lives. So can you help us? And we answered. Okay, let's keep moving along here. What I want to do now is jump into our feature presentation. I have Doug and Mike joining us. Doug is going to take the wheel, and he's our senior sales manager from Assurity Life. Douglas, are you there, buddy?
I sure am, Bill. How you doing?
Yep, I'm great. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. And thank you very much, Bill. That was a great opening. I can say from our end at Assurity, we couldn't be more excited today to finally announce our big partnership with Levinson, the whole team there, and to really integrate into the Insure Me Now direct space. Bill and his team have been at the forefront of really the movement to make life insurance and financial products a simple and easy process for not only clients to receive, but agents to sell as well. So we think that this is kind of the perfect lineup of products meets the perfect group to market it. All together with the best technology in the industry. So couldn't be more happy to join you guys today, and thank you everyone to take some time out and learn a little bit about what we're doing. So on the screen, you'll see here, this is a partnership between Assurity and Insure Me Now Direct and the team at Levinson. Let me make sure my slides are moving here. And again, my name is Doug Bedore. I'm the Senior Sales Manager here at Assurity. Really happy today to kind of talk about what we've done together. I'm going to start off just touching a little bit about Assurity. If you're, I know many of you have written policies for Assurity, but if you are just getting together with us, I want you to know a little bit about who we are. So over 130 years in the business, we really pride ourselves on being a mutual company based in Lincoln, Nebraska. And what you'll find really why you'd want to work with Assurity. Again, I mentioned the mutual strength. We pride ourselves on not only working to better our policyholders, but better our planet and community, and that's shown in the work we do. And then we've built quite a bit of tools to help you succeed, and we'll see that in action today in the tools that we've adopted here. One of the great things about Assurity, your team at Levinson is always going to be a great point of support for you. If you do happen to call in or one of your clients needs something on their case and call in, you're going to get personalized service from someone in our home office in Lincoln, Nebraska directly. So we do pride ourselves on that personalized service. Again, we are a mutual company, and we do see that as a big focus and what we've built our brand around. When you are a mutual company, you like other companies are working for your shareholders. The difference is our shareholders are our policyholders. So we make decisions with their best interests in mind, and we think that's a great way to go about doing business. So again, we are committed to your success over 130 years in the business. Really on this slide, the thing I always like to point out, bottom middle there, we've been recognized by Newsweek as being some of America's best customer service in life insurance, so in the financial industry. I think that is the thing that we are most proud of, that we want to be an easy company to do business with you, not only you, but your clients as well. So we are excited to continue to offer that best-in-class service. But with that, I want to jump into a little bit about what we've done on the technology side. Obviously, Levinson and Bill and his team have been on the forefront of building technology into everything you guys do. Assurity has been building on that for quite many years. So that really is what was the inflection point. Our products got to a point where we can offer them in a quick, easy, electronic way. And the team at Insure Me Now Direct is really the best platform to be able to do that. So we've got the technology pieces all put into place, and we're going to see it in action now. So what I'd like to do is kind of give you an idea of what the customer experience is going to look like. We want you to really power up your online sales with Assurity through Insure Me Now Direct. It is a consumer-driven platform that you'll see. So anyone can jump on the site by themselves. We use plain language to ask them, what their health is like, to ask them maybe if they're doing a DI case, what type of occupation they do. We're using plain language. We understand that these are clients that are coming to the site. They're not insurance professionals. They may not know what a rider is. So we're going to basically walk them through that process and they'll have the option to hit, hover over spots and get some explanation on, hey, what does a return of premium mean? Things like that. So I'm going to show you some examples of that. Really, we were able to do this because we allow deep customization of the brand with Insure Me Now Direct. We've built the products to be flexible and to really tailor this experience. So when a client goes to the site, what they're going to be shown is generally what we're going to be able to offer them in terms of limits. And we'll talk about, how high we can go on these products in terms of if they're in a particular state that a rider might not be available, it's going to block them from adding it on. So it's made to be basically foolproof, that you're not going to be getting in applications or submissions that are asking for riders or asking for limits that are beyond what we would offer. So that's one of the kind of tricks of making these systems work is, show the client what as much information as they need to make their decisions, but limit them into the point where you're going to, at the end, achieve a product that they can actually receive. So Bill mentioned it great at the top, but I just want to reiterate here, we're talking about 4 different product lines, all being integrated into Insure Me Now Direct through Assurity: accidental death, term life, income protection, which is kind of our marketing name for our disability plan, so short-term disability plan, and last, our critical illness plan. We're going to touch on all of these 4 products briefly in just a moment, but the first thing I want to do is kind of show you what the consumer experience looks like in the next couple slides here. So you may already be aware, I hope you are, the Insure Me Now Direct site here on the left. I understand that it sounds like it's a free setup to get going with Levinson. So please do, if you have not. We think that this is one of the slickest, cleanest ways to present yourself to a general audience, and they've done a great job here. So on the left-hand side, you'll obviously be familiar with the various different categories, and really what you're looking at is different risks in life that you can be protected from. So you're going to find Assurity in a couple of these buckets. Under the life plan, you're going to find our term product. Under disability, you're going to find our income protection or short-term disability product. With illness, you'll find our critical illness plan there, and our accident product as well. So those top 4 spots is where you're going to locate Assurity product. I will say that if you have Insure Me Now Direct set up and you're not seeing Assurity, probably the most obvious reason that might be is because you don't have your appointment set up with Assurity yet. So we do need to have you get set up and your appointment set up to basically turn those pieces on. So if that is the case that you're in there, please contact the team at Levinson and we'll get you rolling on that. Usually just a couple days turnaround to kind of get everything up and running, all the gears turning in the background, but we can get you set up right there. So if you are appointed with Assurity and you've got your Insure Me Now Direct site set up, you should start seeing these options. So what I'm going to kind of do is just a couple of slides. We're going to presume that we clicked on that left-hand side, the life section. We plugged in our info and it's going to pop up the option, okay, Assurity term, and we click that. On the right hand of this slide is what you'll see. So again, this is Insure Me Now Direct. At the top, it's kind of carrying over the same branding. On the bottom of this page, it will reflect your name. It will reflect your contact information. If you have a client that is gets to this point and they have a question, have a need, your information's on there. It's not bringing them back to a general Assurity email address or anything like that. It is branded to you. So what the client would do here is as simple as start with what state they're in. And what we're doing on our end is every one of these drop-down boxes, starting with the state, it's filtering that client, saying, okay, I'm in Florida, I know this product, and it's going to offer up the product to them because our term product is available in Florida. Any riders that may or may not be available in Florida are going to show or are going to be grayed out. So it's smart enough to know based on contextually who the client is. But let's say a client goes ahead and clicks in their state. It's going to ask them some, like I said, very plain English questions. What's your health like? Good, okay, fine. I mean, it basically makes it an easy way for a consumer to answer what we would typically field underwrite in terms of underwriting. Once they plug in a little bit of information, what they're going to receive is a quote. And what you see on this page is really what's built into the system automatically. For anyone that comes to the page to do a quote, they're going to be offered basically 3 different suggestions. The way we like to think about this at Assurity is we're kind of offering them a good, better, best. And the way it's done on this particular quote and the example we're using, this is a 20-year term we asked for. It's telling us now, okay, for 250, it's 23 bucks. For 500, we're looking at 40. And if you go to the maximum on our term, that's $1 million we can go up to, it's $74. So this is a great way to, in a quick, easy way for a client to see, okay, let's see what fits in my budget or what fits with the coverage I need. And with that, let's say they look at the $500,000 one and they say, okay, that's where I'm leaning towards. Let me customize this quote. And they click that. This is the customization section. This is where they could dial this in a little further. They say, well, maybe I don't need 500. I can drop it down to 400, or I can increase it up to 750. So they still have a lot of flexibility. But as you can kind of see, we're leading the client down a path so they don't have to make that many decisions. If 500 seems good to them, that's kind of what this next page is going to be locked in at first, but they have flexibility to change it. If they get here and say, well, I need 500, but what if I only need it 15 years? They could click at the bottom. If they click that button, it is automatically going to update the price. It's not going to switch them to a new window or kick them back. You're going to see that $40 change to 35 or whatever it may be. So quick, easy way to work on the fly. This works fantastic in a computer browser window. This works fantastic on an iPad, on any mobile device. It scales nicely. It looks good, easy to read. So really any way that a client would access this site is going to be nice and easy for them. So with that, they have the option to click add-on options, that blue button down at the bottom. Just want to show you what that then looks like. This is where they would add in any rider coverage. We call it expand your coverage. Most clients don't know what a rider is, but we want to just kind of talk in the language that would be easiest for them. So expand your coverage. Do you want return of premium? I don't have this live, this is just a static slide, but if you were to click that little arrow on the right for return of premium, it would give you a little paragraph about what return of premium is. After the set 20-year term, you would receive a return of the premium that you've paid in. It's a pretty direct and straightforward explanation of that particular option. You can see on this particular instance, I did this on purpose just so you know, we don't have the critical illness rider in Florida currently. This is a Florida sample that I pulled. It's grayed out. They wouldn't have the option to click it. If you're in another state, you would have an option to click it. We do offer critical illness as a standalone product in Florida. So if you ever come across a client that does want that in Florida, we absolutely can offer it, just not built into the term plan that we have. And the other option for our term product is our monthly disability income rider. So that's adding a little DI coverage. It would pay them out a monthly benefit if they become disabled. And if you, again, click the arrow down, the client's going to receive a quick little description of that. So very easy for them to see what flexibility they have. I want to take this moment in time. If you've sold product with Assurity before with us, you may be familiar with our term product. If you are, we have additional riders. We have riders that can cover spouses and cover children. Those products are still here, and we can still do that. So if that's a need for you, we can do it in a traditional way. But so I just don't want to confuse anyone. It's not that we don't have all those flexibilities that we've had on our products before. It's just this is a consumer experience. We want to make sure we're narrowing that experience to give you the best chance of success for a client to easily find what they need, and honestly to be given the most common options that we see. Return of premium is a big option we see in our term. It is activated quite a bit on the cases that we receive. We're one of the few in the market that are really competitive in that space. So we obviously offer it on this system as well. So lastly, they've kind of dialed in what coverage they want. Let me back up one second. They're big orange down the bottom, apply now. That is starting the application. You click that button, you go to apply now. That's when we're going to ask you for your name, your phone number, and your email address. I'm just going to talk not directly to this slide, but kind of give you an idea of what the consumer path looks like beyond that. If I were to do this live on a site, it would start making a case. I don't want to do that today for anyone, but just to kind of give you an idea, the consumer would then enter in their information. They will be asked their date of birth, and they will be asked their social security number. That helps us on the back end to do that accelerated underwriting process. Depending on the product, that's going to really dictate what questions we ask next. Obviously, with life insurance products like term, we're going to be asking some health questions. If they say, yes, I have diabetes, the system's smart enough to know, okay, that's something we need to know more information on. If they say yes, we will then populate another question regarding that. If they say no, you will never see another question regarding that. That is one reason why these systems work so well, is we are reflexively asking the questions that we need to make sure that we get as much information we need to make an instant decision when possible there. So again, depending on the product, we're going to ask probably some medical questions. We might ask some demographic questions, or if you're doing a DI, what is your job and how much do you make? So we can kind of figure out what your benefit options are there. Once a client has that all dialed in, it will ask for payment. So it goes right into, we did an app. With this app, how are you planning on paying that premium? You have options to either do a credit or debit card, or you can do a bank draft out of a checking or savings account. You enter it right in there. And then you get to the last step, which is basically finalize or submit the case. And what happens there is right on their screen, or in their computer screen, or on their mobile browser, it's going to pop up a screen that shows them their completed app, shows them the information they provided up to that point, and asks them then to sign that application. So that is the signature stage, is all happening in browser, in the window right there. They can right on their phone type in their info and do an electronic signature right then and there. And then once that is complete, they hit finalize or submit, and that is it. So that is all they need from input on their end. It comes to us, and that's where the instant decision comes in. We've built these products to get as much information as we need to make decisions as often as possible. The majority of these cases will receive an instant decision, and that generally is, okay, you've been approved, or maybe you've been approved not at at a standard or at a preferred. It'll tell you that. There are some instances that these cases are going to be what we call referred to underwriting. To give you an example, if they type in their social security number wrong, that's a big factor for us trying to identify who it is that's applying. That's, we're trying to get the algorithmic information in the background. If we don't have the right social security number, nothing's really going to match up. It's not going to match up to their name or address that they put in. That's automatically going to say, okay, this case, thank you, it's submitted. We've received your case, but we do need to refer this to underwriting. And that's just our way of saying something's not matching up. We're just going to get it across the desk of an underwriter. They're going to take a look and say, oh, okay, the social doesn't look right. If we need something, our team in Lincoln, Nebraska will reach directly out to the client at the contact information they provided and get the clarification items that they need to go ahead and get that case fulfilled. And maybe if it's, for that example, the social needs change, they'll update it, run it back through the system, and be able to move along there. So again, they are doing everything from start to finish, the consumer, that is. When I want to just mention a couple points in the process, when they get to that signature page, hey, you've filled out an app, we need your signature, that's really the first notification you're going to receive as an agent. You'll get an email, or if you use our agent portal and you happen to be looking into it, you're going to notice that that client's name pops up in there. Hey, we've got an app that's been filled out. If they get to that point where they've got the app filled out, but they don't hit submit on the signature, you will know that, and you can actually go into our agent portal and say, hey, resend that out to them. Make sure they get this thing signed. We're just waiting for it to get signed to submit it. So you would be aware at that point. Once they go through the process and they are approved, the client would then receive a notification, hey, you've been approved. We are going to be mailing out a policy to you. Also, if you'd like to set up your account at myassurity.com, you can go in and access your policy as well. You can jump into our website as the client and pull down the policy that we are just issuing you today. So lots of nice, easy, quick ways to get the policy to the client. We do still mail out a physical policy. In some respects, and this industry still is old school. We think that it is important that they have something physical on hand that they can put in their files, but it is possible they can just go in and pull those pages down right after they're approved and the case is issued as well. So again, want to give you a little idea of the customer journey. We just talked about or showed really the term life as an example, but this is going to be similar for each of the product lines that we offer here. So that's where I'm going to get into just the products themselves. I just want to give you a quick idea of what we're presenting to your clients when they go to this page. And obviously, if you've got Insure Me Now Direct, you've got your site set up, you can click around and kind of get an idea of what we're offering as well. But just want to kind of give you a high overview of what they're going to be seeing and experiencing and being offered. And again, I'll start with the term. We've kind of talked about it a bit, but with our term product, we have a couple target markets. I'm not presenting that this slide is inclusive of all of them, just picked out a couple of spots we see that this is used. Affordable coverage for millennials and younger. We think that this is a fantastic product, especially because younger clients will often give you the statement, hey, well, I don't think I'm ever going to use this. Well, that's great. Assurity offers you a return of premium. You want to take that bet that you don't use this product? Fantastic. We'll give you your money back after the end of the term of 20 or 30 years. So fantastic option there. Supplement the existing life insurance. It's an inexpensive option to supplement, offer up to $1 million of coverage without any exams or meds. And let me kind of understate that as well, that we've built these systems to offer these products under exam limits. So if they're going through this system, the expectation is, we're not asking for exams on any of these. We're showing you they can get up to $1 million a term. Yes, Assurity offers term at higher levels. We typically ask for exams at higher levels, but because we've built these systems to be pointing towards clients, we're just going to show them what they need to get to do it quick and easy. So just a couple highlights, a couple notes here. We can write our term up to $1 million up to age 50. $500,000 up to age 65. All the rate classes that you'd come to expect from an underwritten product, we can offer preferred plus on this, which I think is, you would kind of assume that's the case, but it's not always the case when carriers are building these quick, easy platforms. They can do instant decisions. Sometimes they're going to limit it just to standard. We've built enough technology in that if the client is healthy and deserves a preferred plus rating, that's what they can get. So we can make those offers there. And then back to the top 10, 15, 20, and 30-year term. As I mentioned, we've got just a couple options. We saw it earlier for our term product. It's return of premium, it's critical illness, it's disability income options to add on as well. So kind of moving on to products, we didn't see kind of the consumer journey example of these last three, but that's why I wanted to touch on them real quickly. So income protection, this is again, our disability product. The client becomes disabled, we pay them a benefit. For this product, we pay them a weekly benefit while they are disabled. We see this product working in lots of different spaces. Really with so many clients out there who may not have a traditional W-2 job. Maybe they are a freelancer on the side or a gig worker. They drive an Uber here. Those are typically employees that are not, or workers who are not being offered benefits through their job for disability protection. So they're not being offered a group disability plan. So that's really a missing part of this market. There's a lot of people who have never been exposed to disability insurance because they don't have any option through their employer to get it. Also, this product is fantastic for families. It's kind of built in. We'll see in the riders that we've got options for childbirth benefits built in. If you have a child while you have the plan, there's a fixed benefit amount to be paid out. And also a stay-at-home spouse rider that not only the insured has coverage, but if they have this rider and they have a spouse who's typically stay at home, there's a specific benefit that we can pay out if that stay-at-home spouse becomes disabled as well, because obviously that will certainly incur a financial strain to the family. So again, disability income, just a couple real high-level points on this. We have really the way disability income works, if you're not familiar, the rating or the rate classes are very much dictated by the occupation. So a 4A occupation, that's usually the most inexpensive, that's the best rates. Then a 1A occupation, which may be someone that has a lot of physicality in their work, they're a construction worker or a roofer, and that's typically a 1A occupation, and those would be more expensive rates. So it kind of graduates from 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. For what that means for your client, if they're going on to apply for a disability policy through your site, we, in plain language, ask them, hey, do you work at a desk? Do you work on a construction site? So we're not asking, are you a 4A, are you a 3A? We're asking what they do. And then we dial it in even more and say, okay, what's your profession? Are you an accountant? Are you a general contractor? So they're going to plug those in, and that's going to allow us to dictate and figure out, okay, this person's a 3A or this person's a 2A. So just want to make you aware, we have those occupation classes for your client's purposes and your purposes. They're just in plain English going to be entering the information, and we're going to be matching them up. I think the big point on this slide to remember here is the maximum we can do on this product is $1,000 weekly benefit. So that equates to a $4,000 monthly benefit. And that would be for W-2 workers. If they're self-employed, it's a little less, that's $600 max weekly benefit. And then with disability plans, the other things that you need to think about are the benefit period. So how long are we going to pay the benefit? Client becomes disabled, we can pay that benefit up to 2 years. We could pay that benefit weekly for a year. The client can dial that in. And lastly is an elimination period. And this is how long you need to be disabled and wait until the benefits kick in. It could be as short as 7 days. So if you're disabled and it's been 7 days, you can then have your benefit kick in and start paying. And then up to 60 days. The longer the period, the longer the elimination period, the more inexpensive the product. The shorter the benefit period, if you're only doing a 13-week benefit, that's going to be less expensive than doing obviously a 2-year benefit. So just trying to give you an idea of what those levers are that you would hit. But again, the client is being told this on the application in kind of plain language. Instead of saying elimination period, we're saying waiting period. How long of a wait are you comfortable with before benefits kick in? And last slide on this product, just want to mention return of premium rider, as Bill mentioned, really on all of our products, that's a core part. And then the stay-at-home spouse rider that I mentioned earlier. And 2 real quick ones, going to go fast through these. Critical illness, we see this used in a lot of different ways, an alternative to DI coverage, really to help supplement a high deductible health plan, which we know that can be a big drain on someone's finances. We offer this product up to $75,000 of coverage. Obviously, again, no exams or meds on that, up to age 70. Again, critical illness is if you have a critical illness, if you have a diagnosed critical illness, we are going to pay you a lump sum benefit. That lump sum is whatever you decide at the beginning. You can buy $5,000 or $75,000. We have 11 covered conditions on our product. Things like heart attack, stroke, cancer, all the big ones there. Got some other stuff on here as well. But in addition to that, we have optional riders, return of premium. The additional critical illness rider is an option that brings your 11 different covered conditions up to 18. We add 7 additional conditions in there, things like Parkinson's, loss of hearing, loss of sight. So there's some additional ones for a cost you can add in and really even up the conditions there. And then on this product, we offer that, again, return of premium as well. And last but not least, accidental death. I think Bill did a great job kind of showing you where the market is here. The market is humongous for accidental death. Anyone that gets declined for a life policy or a DI policy should be a candidate for accidental death. They need some type of coverage. If they pass away as a result of an accident, their beneficiaries still need coverage. So this is a great way to offer them coverage, a very inexpensive option to offer them coverage. So fantastic way to go about it there. Highlights up to age 70 again. Bill mentioned it before, up to $350,000 of coverage, very affordable. We really, it's as simple as you can get on this product. There's no specific health questions. We're just making sure that they are who they say they are. It's very clean and simple. These ones can be done in probably less than 7 minutes from start to end and get a policy put in place. Again, optional riders, return a premium like we do on all products. This particular product, you can add some family to it. You can have a spouse rider on there that the spouse will be covered too. You can have a child rider on there. So not only the base insured, the spouse and the child can all be covered under the same policy number for accidental death. So quick, easy, nice way to get those going. And with that, I am going to turn it back over to Bill. Really appreciate the time that we've had today, and want to open it back up to Bill, and certainly we'll be here to answer any questions.
Okay, that was awesome, good stuff. And let me just say before Doug takes off here, and by the way, we have about 8 or 9 minutes left. Number one, thank you again. And now I think everyone can see and understand and appreciate, why this relationship is so successful and the value add for each and every agent out there, right? And I don't want, and I think it's a misconception for agents to kind of dive into the platform over the years and say, it's very hard to drive traffic to my website or to social media, and I'm going to stick to my day to day. Okay, here's the point, and it's so important for you to get your arms around the concept. You don't have to stop what you're doing in your day to day, right? I think the main point is you kind of set this up on an autopilot, right? If you're using our CRM tool, our Ringy follow up system, and you're constantly planting the seed, okay? And let's say you're in South Florida and you're spreading out to maybe Georgia, maybe all the way down through Texas, okay? You're planting the seed to everyone in your network through social media, through your book of business, clients, friends, network, okay? And you let everyone know I'm not just a life insurance agent. I also handle living benefits. I handle critical illness and disability and even impaired risk, right? And that's kind of when the accidental death comes into play. But you spread the word to everyone. Always let the groups, the public, your client base know you also handle annuities, these supplemental products, because when their friends tell them, right, at the next poker night, hey, I just bought this living benefit policy. I didn't even know the policy can trigger while I'm still alive. And you want them to remember you. And then you have these products in your back pocket and listed up on your website. So all of a sudden, when you're focusing on your day-to-day sales and your monster $100,000 a year IUL case, guess what? A DI plan was just bought on your policy, and a critical illness quote request just came up through your LinkedIn page. Okay. And by the way, your assistant just got a text message on your business text line that a group needs a quote, right, for term insurance with living benefits. And so the point is, you have all these things going on autopilot, and next thing you know, here's a policy sold, and a second, a third, and a fifth you didn't even know about, and then the seventh and the 10th, and the numbers just keep growing. But you have to know enough to be dangerous. And even if you meet someone face to face at poker night, right, or at your kid's soccer game, whatever it is, you pull out your phone, you run a quote. Oh, $22 a month, I can have term insurance, 100 grand, I'm in. Oh, well, click this button right here. Oh, I'm approved. Done. Policy sent to their doorstep in a week or so. You just sold a new policy in 10, 12 minutes. So that's how you have to operate in 2023. And I know I've said this so many times, okay, but I'm telling you, if you don't operate like this, you're missing the boat. Because what's going to happen, the younger generation, okay, these kids, right out of college and in high school, they're great with technology, okay? They're going to get the word out to your clients eventually. It's going to happen. I promise you. So the point is, always have your hat on to see, what's next, right? Always looking forward. what's my day to day, right? Because you got to keep the main bread and butter coming in, but then you have these pieces all working in the background, and that's how you build and run a successful operation. Okay, very important. Then once you figure this out, that's when you start building your own downline. Okay. And then, by the way, this is 100% free for you and your downline agent. So I'm telling you, it works. It's a win win. We have a ton of agents that are doing unbelievable with the platform. So that's the proof in the pudding that I need to see. So I invested my dollars and time into this. Anyway, okay, let's keep moving. So, Doug and Mike, thank you again. And then, yes, once you are set up with a surety under Levinson, you do have full access to the home office as well. And you see their customer service is A1 by Newsweek. And that's a real life article you can pull up. But that was great that you shared that. What I want to also talk about, if you have some questions, you want to have the platform set up, Insure Me Now Direct, Beth in our office is the go-to if you want to jot that down. She knows a little bit about everything when it comes to Insure Me Now Direct, all the carriers' products, all the add-ons, okay, and she can get you started. If you're not appointed with a surety, let us know. We'll send out a thank you email, and we will literally have your surety appointment and your Insure Me Now Direct site. Everything set up within about 10 to 14 days. If you already have a surety under Levinson, it takes us about 3 days to get your site up and running. Okay? So again, very quick. The screen in front of you, that's where you're going to go to get started. And if you have any questions, call any one of our marketers, including, like I said, Beth is the Insure Me Now Direct go-to, but all of our marketers can help you, and they know all about the product info, everything that you need to get started from A to Z. Okay, this is a great slide here that I want to talk about quickly. So the reason why it's so important, we have a lot of competitors out there that are trying to say, oh, we have the same thing or ours is better. And sure enough, as soon as we dive in, it's not the same thing and it's not better. Okay. And we've done all of our due diligence, and here's what's going on right now. Okay. We've had this for almost 10 years, and we see a lot of the competitors trying to say we have something similar, come over to us. Number one, some of them charge a fee to their agents, which is ludicrous. Okay. They're supposed to be getting paid the overrides from the carrier. So you don't charge an agent. Number two, the worst thing that I've seen out there, think about this. You're not the agent of record, they are. So basically, you're referring your clients to them. They are the agent of record. And I hear nightmare stories where they're calling your clients a year later and they're selling other products. Okay, they're not giving you the commission. They're not calling you back to say, hey, Bill, your client Shirley Smith just bought a CI policy. Here's a check for $952. No. In fact, you never hear about it again unless you keep in touch with that client. So there's horror stories. Now, check this out. Insure Me Now Direct, see the checklist? Look on the right side. That's the others. That's the competitors. Okay, so you can see all of the pluses in that white box there on the left-hand side. Every single thing complimentary with Levinson. Insure Me Now Direct. There is not another platform that exists with multi-carrier, multi-product, 100% direct to consumer, where you are agent of record, full comp plus renewals on most of the products. Okay, Banner Life launching in about 2 to 5 weeks average. Okay, it will definitely be done this summer. Okay, next slide. I'm going to go through this quickly because I want to get everyone out in a few minutes here. So this is everything available on Insure Me Now Direct today. Okay, so again, we have everything from guaranteed issue, whole life, final expense, SureBridge, Assurity, right, is our go-to for the 1 mil term, DI, CI, and basically guaranteed issue accidental death plan. When I say basically, because there's a question or two that have to be answered no. Hero goes to 2 million, and then of course Banner Life is the household name. If I was an agent today, I would use Banner Legal in General to get the name out, create the sizzle. Why? Because everybody knows Banner is the leader when it comes to term, and then once they get on your platform or you're on the phone with the client, then you pivot and talk about the other products carriers, right? We know how that works. Okay, let's keep moving along. So what we wanted to do, we had a demo set up here, but I know we're running a little short of time. Plus, Doug went through pretty much everything, so I'm going to skip over that, and I want to get right to the secret sauce here. So you're probably thinking to yourself, how do I drive traffic? What are some ideas? Right? How can I sell product on this platform? And I'm going to include this in the thank you email we're going to send out today. But there's so many different ways, and it's basically as scrappy and as creative as you want to be, right? That's how you're going to drive traffic and create additional revenue for yourself by utilizing this platform. Okay. And these are all the bullets in front of you. We have so many options. Beth did a marketing in a box webinar and talks about all the add-ons and different ways to drive traffic with webinars, seminars, YouTube channel, networking with CPAs, attorneys, P&C agencies, health agencies. Imagine a big health insurance agency, right? Rolls out, right, this new storefront with their logo, and then everything's sold. All of their clients are going to this site. Everything's sold on the platform. You get credit for it. Then you work out some kind of referral program with them. This could be huge for you. And again, I don't want to sound like the Kaboom, infomercial guy, but I don't have to talk about it anymore. You see what I'm trying to say here. It goes on and on and on and on. Literally, the Ringy agency automator tool, SureWorks, is great. I mentioned that earlier. So it's very simple. Basically, you can buy real estate, right? On think of search engine optimization. Someone pulls up Florida life insurance with return of premium, instant decision, where your name and business card comes up. If they're on ESPN looking at the last night's baseball game score, okay, and they're in your network, your business card pops up. That's what AsureWorks does. Target marketing, SEO, advertising tool. We have that available, co-op discounted price through Agency Automator. Very, very cool stuff. And the list goes on. The scholarship program is a huge value add. We even have a revenue booster turnkey marketing platform that will help you spread the word to P&C agencies. It's like a turnkey platform, right, where they have these customer service reps. Basically, you train them to just ask the question to these clients, these insureds, and then boom, you bring up the life insurance, CIDI, accident, make the sale. I mean, we have so many different platforms. We're going to include this in the thank you email. Let's keep moving along here. So we have some groups that set up these co-branded sites, like I mentioned, just for the bank, the financial institution, the agency, okay? And then we literally add their logo and information on the site. So then that client feels the warm and fuzzy, right? Oh, I'm still doing business with Bill, so this is okay. And then they search around, run quotes, buy product, win, win, win. Let's keep moving. Okay, the next slide here. These are add-ons, right? Not insurance. They're not insurance policies, products, but they are a life settlement calculator. So a client of yours has an old policy they don't need anymore. What is it worth? Boom. Everything is here direct to consumer. Identity theft protection plan. That is built in. The scholarship program comes with every product sold on the platform, except dental vision. Ironclad, that's like a safe deposit box, online protected version, okay, where all of the passwords, copy of the policy, everything is stored for your client. Every time they go in, they see your name, number, logo. Okay, next slide here is example Insure Me Now Direct posts, email blasts, co-branded videos. We have an entire section where we can literally add your logo number to everything complimentary. As long as you're set up, we have these 2-minute videos that talk about living benefits. We have some agents that use these on Facebook as paid ads, and it creates new leads for them. Okay, this is all built already. We have a resource center that you can, and we'll include this in the thank you email, but I encourage you to click around, check it out, see what you want us to create for you, or just start downloading and trying some of this stuff. And whatever creates a like, a comment, that's a new lead. Okay, we know how that works. Okay, the podcast, great training tool. I have a great episode tomorrow with the Hill Financial Group. that should be launched by Monday or Tuesday. Basically, I put my agent hat on, I dive in and I pretend I'm you, I do an agent interview, what works, what doesn't, how are you utilizing Insure Me Now Direct to make more sales, right? So it gives you an opportunity to pick their brain, and it's a great training tool so you can learn all the ins and outs from all these insurance gurus. We have non-related insurance gurus, all the above. The MVP from the Atlanta Braves, Brashard Perryman, Jeff Forbes, Forbes 400. I mean, the list goes on and on. Let's keep moving. I'm trying to get everyone out in just a minute. This is a big one. The next slide, everyone gets CE credit free if you're on our nationwide webinar. So write down that date, July 27th. Future trainings is the next slide, and I'm done in about 30 seconds here. So Agency Automator AssureWorks. If you want to learn more, we have a database of millions of prospects. You can log on any of those trainings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Kevin, our programmer, hosts those. And then in blue, that is our live weekly trainings that you're on right now. That's what's upcoming, and we'll include that again in the thank you email. And then our last slide here and our question of the day. And I know I went kind of fast, so I apologize. Make sure that you all have your little fingers on your keyboard and you're ready to answer. I want to hear no excuses. When I do this, I get text messages, emails with the answer, and that's not the way the game works. You have to use the question pane, okay, where you type in questions, comments. You have to use that to answer the question. What I'm going to do, left side, is our Positive Tuesday quote. I love this one. It's one day at a time, right? And I feel like you want to try these new things, create your own YouTube channel. I want to create my own Facebook page for Insure Me Now Direct. Whatever the idea is, I want to start doing yoga or workouts or whatever, right? You can't say a year later, 5 years later. Today, what am I going to do today, right, to make myself better than I was yesterday? That should be the goal. And here's the quote: I may not be where I want to be yet, but I'm proud that I'm not where I used to be. That's what it's all about every single day, making progress, personal and business life. Because if you're not, I'm sorry, but you're riding the horse around New York City in reverse in 2023, which should not happen. And our question of the day, get ready, because you got to be fast. It's a 4-part question. So you got to tell me 4 answers. What are the limits with a surety, right? We just went over the 4 products. Tell me the limits for the term, critical illness, disability, and the accident plan. Tell me the limits. What's the max amount for our instant decision platform? The max amount to get an instant decision with a surety life on our platform with term, critical illness, disability, and the accidental death plan. We'll call that the virtually guaranteed issue plan. Tell me the max issue amount. Term, CI, DI, and accident, and you win. I know it's a little challenging, but I'm sure some of you are going to get this because I know you were taking notes. Andrew, do we have a winner?
Yes, we do. And the first correct answer is Nicole F. Nicole F.
Nicole F. F like Frank?
Correct.
Nicole F. Nicole F. Congrats. The answer: 1,075,000, 4,000, 350,000. Nicole walks away a winner. Let's have a great Thursday, a great rest of the week, great selling. Okay, put your right foot forward, one day at a time. Thanks again, everyone.